Hello guys, Brad here again, and what I thought I would do right now is to put together a top 10 list, and this is a list that I had come up with earlier in the week. Basically what I thought it would be fun to do is to just recognize reviewers in the fragrance community that have brought something different to their channels, and over the years I've seen a lot of innovative things happen, and I just thought it'd be kind of fun to put that into a top 10 list and to recognize, do like a little shout out for all these reviewers that have really changed the game here. Um, Now I know this is a very subjective list, and you might have your own ideas of who should belong in this list. If you want to comment down below, if you think somebody else is more worthy of the top 10, that'd be great. Um, but I do see a lot of new reviewers coming out, and I think they get discouraged because it is very hard, especially now with all these different reviewers out there, to really make a name for yourself. But let me just give you 10 different channels out there, people that have done something different, and in my opinion, had great channels because of it. Number 10, I'm going to start with a man named Isaac, a Canadian reviewer. Hasn't been very active lately. His channel name was The Sick Man 1977. He had all kinds of great things going with his channel. He had like a street sense kind of thing going on. He did a character, like a mafia character named Johnny. But the reason I put him on my top 10 list is the game show. He came up with a game show concept every night around 9 o'clock. He would do something called 10 words. And it really brought an exciting element to the fragrance community, I thought, because if you guessed the fragrance after like 10 guesses, you could actually pick a free bottle of fragrance from his collection. So I actually ended up winning one of his bottles, and I thought it was a really great way to spend an evening. I even got to help make some of those lists as time went on as well. So yeah, number 10 was Isaac. Number 9 is another member of the fragrance community, Pegasus 27, Will. Now, Will, in my opinion, was the first splitter in the fragrance community. At the time, I think he was really the only one doing it. And as you see now, we have all these different splitters out there offering up split shares. Like Dan is doing a lot. Fragrance Bros usually do one every now and then. So yeah, I give credit to Will for bringing the concept of the split to the fragrance community. And at number 8, I put Teresa. Her channel name is Ariscotm. Ariscotm. Um, she is a female reviewer. She was one of the first reviewers that I remember seeing that was female doing fragrance reviews. But also, I put her on my list because not only was she a female reviewer, but she actually actively wore men's fragrances and gave her take on them as well. So I consider her to be like the Susan B. Anthony of the fragrance community in that regard, not only being a female reviewer in a men's world, but actually wearing men's fragrances and preferring them over the fruity florals that most women seem to prefer. At number 7, I put Guinea 54. Guinea 54, I think, belongs on the list because he was one of the first reviewers that just basically came across as an anti-fragrance guy. You know, you look at Guinea, he didn't look like the kind of person that was going to own 100 fragrances or, spend $300 on a bottle. So it's kind of like the everyday man's opinion. He also brought a comedy edge to the fragrance community that I think was probably lacking beforehand. Before Kenny came along, I think a lot of the channels were more serious and basically just informative. But with Kenny, it was more lighthearted and fun. So yeah, I think he very revolutionary to the fragrance community. Number 6, I put Kerosene. Now I put Kerosene on there for a few reasons. One, of course, is he actually went on to become a perfume. So maybe he could inspire others in the fragrance community to dabble a little bit with fragrances and try to create their own fragrances. Doesn't sound like an easy career by any means, but certainly, I think Kerosene has inspired people to at least think about it. Also, with Kerosene, a lot of fast cut editing, kind of like the MTV style with his channel. I think he was instrumental in creating a lot of that as well. Number 5, I put my makers, Dan. Now, Dan, The reason I put him on the list is because he showed that being a fragrance reviewer could involve the entire family, your wife, your kids. It isn't just sort of a secret hobby, that you do when nobody else is around in the darkness of your basement or whatever. But yeah, it's fun for the whole family. Get the whole family involved, bring the family closer together, and get more than one opinion. So yeah, Dan deserves number 5 on my list. Number 4, put the Fragrance Brothers. Now the Fragrance Brothers, again, they created a relatively different concept to their fragrance channel. They actually brought together two people with different opinions, and they kind of go back and forth, and there's respect and admiration between the two different opinions, and what you get is a much better result because of it. The sum of the two parts is greater than the whole type of thing, or whatever, how that works. But yeah, but the Fragrance Brothers, yeah, because of their concept of like the contrasting opinions, and also the mega giveaway, the 12 Days of Christmas. I don't think the community has ever seen anything quite like that before, giving away 12 giveaways in 12 days. Number 3, I put Fragrance Fanatic 1, Al. Of course, the Street Sense thing is huge. Before Street Sense, Al was just, a reviewer doing his thing, and just another reviewer. But when he started doing Street Sense, he really made a name for himself in the fragrance community, and his channel is huge now because of it. Number 2, I put Mark, Robes 08. No, I think Robes 08 deserves a mention on this list because he actually kind of turned the fragrance reviewers more into a community. He encouraged people to participate with the Fragrance Idol concept. I think he just kind of brought the channels together into a more cohesive unit. So I think he deserves my number 2 spot. And finally, I know this guy needs no mention, but C Formosa 4, Cubby. I think Cubby probably deserves credit for actually creating the fragrance community on YouTube. Without Cubby, who knows where we'd be right now. We might still have video channels. We might just be a couple years behind where we are now or whatever. But yeah, Cubby, just for having the vision to create a channel with videos and not just verbal written reviews, kind of boring and just kind of dry and that kind of thing. Adding a whole new element to fragrance reviewing. So that's my list, the top revolutionary reviewers in the fragrance community. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, if you have any people you'd like to add, I know people will probably say Hero or Tim Swedkoff or whatever. Yeah, whoever you can think of that you think deserves a spot, let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, guys.